Hello, welcome to the Jim RPG Show. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody in the US or wherever you might be. Now, I want to talk about the PS5 and Xbox scalping situation again. And I want to look at the numbers of scalp consoles in the past couple of weeks, and then I want to compare that to the number of consoles that Sony is said to have produced or has said that they're going to be producing. And I think once you see the numbers, you'll see that the number of consoles that are being made is in orders of magnitude higher than the number of consoles that are being scalped. And I think with the amount of stock that's going to be coming, that's going to be enough to deter the scalpers from buying too much stock. Now, if you like this video, make sure to click the like button and also to subscribe to this channel. There's 95% of you guys who haven't subscribed yet, so make sure to subscribe to help the channel out. Now, yesterday on the 25th of November, Walmart was going to have a drop of PS5 consoles and everybody was really excited. I think it was supposed to be like 9 p.m. Eastern or something like that, but they said that they were going to have a drop of the consoles. As you can see in this post, it says here, "This honestly makes me not even want a PS5 anymore, sold out within 15 seconds. And obviously these were just taken up by bots and scalpers straight away. And you know, I've actually heard that the Walmart security at the store is pretty good, so I don't know why their online security sucks so bad. Business Insider reports that one reseller group snagged nearly 3,500 PlayStation 5 consoles, and the resale market might be the only place to score one after it's sold out everywhere online. Now, this group is called Crep Chief Notify, and they posted on their Twitter that they scored over 2,500 consoles this morning, so there was another 1,000 consoles that they got during pre-order period. So I want to look at some scalp console numbers now, and we're going to look at two sites. The first one is StockX, and then we're going to look at eBay as well. Now, for those people who don't know StockX, it's a website for people who buy a lot of scalp goods, and then they will go and post it up, and it works a little bit like a stock market. And as you can see here with the Sony PS5, the current sale price is $1,000. There's 15,567 sales so far in the last couple of weeks since the 10th of November. And there's a price premium of about 95%, so there's pretty good profit margin here for the scalpers. And the price has gone up a little bit in the last few days because of Thanksgiving, I believe. I think you can see here that it was pretty high around the 14th of November, then it slowly decreased until around about the 22nd of November, then it started creeping back up again. So let's take a look at the Microsoft Xbox Series X, and the sale price right now is $778. There's 8,463 sales. The price premium is 55.6%, and the average sale price is $765. So there's a lot less incentive already to get the Series X over the PS5, and I think maybe the scalping situation will be a lot better for the Series X sooner than the PS5, and especially with the 55% price premium. Don't forget, people have to pay tax on top of their MSRP, and also the time spent on actually putting up your order on eBay and then meeting the buyer or posting your console, and also postage costs. I think a lot of that, at some point there won't be any more incentive to go and scalp the Series X console, and whether that happens at like $600 or $650 sale price, at some point there's not as much incentive, especially when there's more and more supply coming. And you can see this quite clearly with the Xbox Series S, because the last sale price was $474. There's 3,931 sales, so a lot less sales than the Series X and the PS5. Although I will say that seems like everybody is just buying up all of these consoles anyways. You've got the price premium of 58%, but again, the average sale price is $436. So that really is only about $130 over the MSRP, and at some point there's just no point anymore to actually scalp the Xbox Series S. Now let's take a look at the eBay scalp numbers, and I did a search for the PS5 console and I got back 15,300 results for the PS5 in terms of sold listings. Okay, so if we break down the eBay stats, eBay only allowed me to look at the last 10,000 sold listings on eBay, and so I was able to go back for the PS5 at least, all the way back to the 13th of November, and I could see just how many units were sold each day. I just did a quick estimate just by eye. The 13th of November listing here for 1,300 units. There's probably more, but I couldn't access all of them. So there's quite a lot of numbers at launch. But as you can see here, after the launch period, it hovered around, I would say maybe about 600 units on average. Obviously, it started to pick up again by around the 25th and 26th of November due to Thanksgiving. So I would say that around 500 or 600 units are being sold every day on eBay. Now I did the same thing again with the Xbox Series X, and as you can see, they're pretty high numbers around launch period, and there were actually 13,000 sold listings and I could only access 10,000 of them. As you can see here, it goes all the way down to about 350 units sold, so that's a lot lower than the number of PS5s. So you can see that the demand for the Xbox Series X is a lot lower. Now it could be that the Series X, there's a lot lower supply and that's why we only have 350 units being sold, but I think it's also being sold at a lower price. So if there was a low supply, then the price should be a little bit higher. So I think it all balances out, and I think there's just less demand for the Series X. And again, because there's only 50% profit margin on the Series X, the scalping situation should be cleared up pretty soon for the Series X. Okay, so we know what the number of units are that are being scalped at the moment over the last couple of weeks. So on StockX, it was about 15,000 PS5 consoles. On eBay, it was about 15,000 as well. So altogether, it was about 30,000. Now I want to turn your attention to how many units that Sony is going to make till the end of the year. And we already talked about this a couple of weeks ago in my scalping video, and that article was from Forbes, but I think this article from VG247 offers a little bit more information. So it says here, Sony doubles PS5 production to 10 million by the end of the year. Mass production of PS5 began in June, and Bloomberg says around 5 million of that 10 million initial block is expected to be done by September. The first batch will supply the allotment at launch and into the holidays. The other 5 million will be finished between October and December, meaning they'll end up at retailers in the first quarter of 2021. By comparison, 4.5 million PS4 units were shipped to retailers in 2013, and it took until June 2014 for that figure to reach 10 million. And if you do the math, that's about 3 months faster to 10 million than it was for the PS4. And so that's about 33% faster that they're making this PS5. Now, how are they going to split all of these units up? Well, you can just look at the unit sales of the PlayStation 4, and that should give you an idea of roughly how many units are going to be coming to each region. So Statista says that 47 million units are in Europe as of September 2020. There's 37 million in North America. There's 20 million in the rest of the world, and Japan has 9 million units of the PlayStation 4. So let's take that distribution rate from Statista, and we see that with European countries, that's about 41%. For North America, it's about 32%. For the rest of the world, it's about 17%, and Japan is 8%. And as you can see, if we get 5 million units at the end of the year to those regions, that's 2 million units for the European countries. That's 1.6 million PS5 consoles to North America. That's 800,000 for the rest of the world and 400,000 for Japan. And by the end of March, you can just double those figures. But for North America, it's about 3.2 million units. And so that works out to be about 274,000 units per week to North America. Now, if you compare that with the US scalpers, which equals the number of eBay scalp consoles and StockX scalp consoles, and of course there are other local like Craigslist and other types of ways that you can sell the console. My estimate for the number of US scalpers is roughly about 25,000 scalp consoles in the last couple of weeks. So my conclusion is scalpers in the US, they're probably selling about 25,000 a week at the moment, and Sony is going to be replenishing stock at around 250,000 a week if they're going to make up to 10 million by the end of March. And even though Sony will be sold out of their allotments all the way up until Christmas, which means that scalpers will continue to buy and sell consoles, there's just going to be more and more consoles that are made, and there's going to be a lot less people re-entering the market to buy up consoles. So the price of the PS5 console is going to come down, and there's going to be less incentive for scalpers to continue to buy these consoles when Sony continue to make more and more of them, and they appear to be on the shelf more and more in places like Walmart and Best Buy. And I think honestly the scalpers are living on borrowed time, because as you can see in this chart here, and I think everybody knows that during the Christmas time or during the holiday period, there's a increased demand for these consoles, and that happens every year without fail. But once you get past that period, things go back to normal. So I think for most people, if they can just hold off for maybe like a month, maybe you won't get it by Christmas, but after Christmas and into the new year, you should have a better chance of getting a PS5. And I also wanted to include this because this was pretty interesting. MVG, who is a streamer, he says, interesting take on the PS5 scalper story. A few days ago, a reseller emailed me asking if I'd put a 10-second ad spot in one of my videos as promotion. The longer they hold onto hardware, the more difficult it will be to make a profit. Okay, so that's going to be it for this one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on the scalping situation. And as always, if you like this video, make sure to click the like button and also to subscribe to this channel for more gaming videos like this. And I'll see you in the next one.